the devil.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be singing it like that.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video of me, Jess, and this one,
Stu.
It's time for some music.
Yeah.
You've requested Immortal Technique. We've decided to start off with Dance with the Devil.
I've decided. You can't ask me to react to Immortal Technique. My man got me onto this ages ago, like this dude, and yeah, I thought I'd be mean and our first intro to Immortal Technique would be Dance with the Devil.
I've obviously heard of Immortal Technique, but I've never heard the music, seen the videos, none of that. He's already giggling like a twat, so we know something's about to happen here, guys. Don't we? You know, I don't. This is like 10 years old.
Let's just say, no matter how much you think this is going to be more fucked up than you think.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm intrigued now. I guess we get started. Come on, then.
You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
I once knew a nigga whose real name was William. His primary concern was making $1 million, being the illest hustler that the world ever seen. He used to fuck movie stars and sniff coke in his dreams. A corrupted young mind at the age of 13. Nigga never had a father and his mom was a fiend. She put the pipe down, but for every year she was sober, her son's heart simultaneously grew colder. He started hanging out, selling bags in the projects, checking the young chicks looking for hit and run prospects. He was fascinated by material objects, but he understood money never bought respect. He built a reputation cause he could hustle and steal, but got locked once and didn't hesitate to squeal. So criminals he chilled with didn't think he was real. You see, me and niggas like this have never been equal. I don't project my insecurities on other people. He fiended for props like addicts with pipes and needles, and so he felt he had to prove to everyone he was evil. A feeble-minded young man with infinite potential, the product of a ghetto-bred capitalistic mental. Coincidentally dropped out of school to sell weed, dancing with the devil, smoked until his eyes would bleed. But he was sick of selling trees and gave in to his greed. Everyone trying to be trife never faced the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be gods, angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. So Billy started robbing niggas, anything he could do to get his respect back in the eyes of his crew. Starting fights over little shit up on the block. Stepped up to selling mothers and brothers to crack rock. Working overtime, making money for the crack spot. Hit the jackpot and wanted to move up to cocaine. Fulfilling the Scarface fantasy stuck in his brain. Tired of the block niggas treating him the same. He wanted to be major like the cutthroats and the thugs. But when he tried to step to him, niggas showed him no love. They told him any motherfucking coward can sell drugs. Any bitch nigga with a gun can bust slugs. Any nigga with a red shirt can front like a blood. Even Puffy smoked the motherfucker up in the club. But only a real thug can stab someone till they die. Standing in front of them, staring straight into their eyes, Billy realized that these men were well guarded, and they wanted to test him before business started. Suggested raping a bitch to prove he was cold-hearted. So now he had a choice between going back to his life or making money with made men. Up in the sight, his dreams about cars and ice made him agree a hardcore nigga is all he ever wanted to be. And so he met them Friday night at 2:45. Everyone trying to be trife never faced the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be gods, angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. They drove around the project slow while it was raining, smoking blunts, drinking and joking for entertainment, until they saw a woman on the street walking alone, 3 in the morning, coming back from work on the way home. And so they quietly got out the car and followed her. Walking through the projects, the darkness swallowed her. They wrapped her shirt around their head and knocked her onto the floor. This is it, kid. Now you got your chance to be raw. So Billy yoked her up and grabbed the chick by the hair and dragged her into a lobby that had nobody there. She struggled hard, but they forced her to go up the stairs. They got to the roof and then held her down on the ground, screaming, "Shut the fuck up and stop moving around." The shirt covered her face, but she screamed and clawed. So Billy stomped on the bitch till he broke in her jaw. Them dirty bastards knew exactly what they were doing. They kicked her until they cracked her ribs and she stopped moving. Blood leaking through the cloth, she cried silently. And then they all proceeded to rape her violently. Billy was made to go first, but each of them took a turn, ripping her up and choking her until her throat burned. Her broken jaw mumbled for God, but they weren't concerned. When they were done and she was lying bloody, broken and bruised, one of them niggas pulled out a brand new 22. They told him that she was a witness for what she'd gone through, and if he killed her, he was guaranteed a spot in the crew. He thought about it for a minute, she was practically dead, and so he leaned over and put the gun right to her head.
I'm falling and I can't turn back. I'm falling and I can't turn back.
Right before he pulled the trigger and ended her life, he thought about the cocaine with the platinum and ice, and he felt strong standing along with his new brothers, cocked the gat to her head and pulled back the shirt cover. But what he saw made him start to cringe and stutter, cause he was staring into the eyes of his own mother. She looked back at him and cried cause he had forsaken her. She cried more painfully, and when they were raping her, his whole world stopped. He couldn't even contemplate. His corruption had successfully changed his fate, and he remembered how his mom used to come home late, working hard for nothing, cause now what was he worth? He turned away from the woman that had once given him birth, and crying out to the sky cause he was lonely and scared, but only the devil responded cause God wasn't there. And right then he knew what it was to be empty and cold, and so he jumped off the roof and died with no soul. They say death takes you to a better place, but I doubt it. After that they killed his mother and never spoke about it. And listen, cause the story that I'm telling is true, cause I was there with Billy Jacobs and I raped his mom too. And now the devil follows me everywhere that I go. In fact, I'm sure he's standing among one of you at my shows, in every street cipher listening to Little Thug's flow. He could be standing right next to you and you wouldn't know. The devil grows inside the hearts of the selfish and wicked. White, brown, yellow and black color is not restricted. You have a self-destructive destiny when you're inflicted, and you'll be one of God's children that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. So when the devil wants to dance with you, you better say never, because a dance with the devil might last you forever.
So wait, they did that what age? 13? Like, or what, when they were younger? Like,
Well, yeah, like
I was not that young, but
would have been like 20s, like late teens, early 20s. Fucked, innit?
so the three of them raped his mum.
Along with the lad,
And
and
then
the
he
lad
ki-
killed himself, and then they put bullets in the mum.
How do they talk about that now? And got away with it?
Again, I think it's the same, the comedian, what's his name? Doug Stanhope, like when he spoke about his mum. You've got the statute of limitations or whatever, innit?
Right, okay.
I would presume that's literally it. You have the
What?
statute of limitations. Once it goes beyond a certain point, they can't prosecute.
So he raped her and beat her and killed her and got away with it.
Apparently.
And they're making music.
Trying to prevent people from making the same mistakes he did. He fully admits. That's why I've watched so many of his interviews. Like, he fully knows it. He's not going anywhere good when he
This is
dies. If there is
insane.
anything after, he fully.
But I've never watched something like this and just been like,
Told you it's fucked.
I can't believe that he did all that. Like I'll be honest. I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm in the middle. Like,
That's the thing. I don't 100% know if this is just
Yeah,
a story or
is it-
legit. But if it's
because
legit,
he
like,
says,
I
"Oh,
fully
this is
can believe.
100% true." This is, you know.
Yeah, I can fully believe it because you, as I said, in America, you got the statute of limitations
Yeah, I
and all
get
that
that.
shit. So
It's
I mean,
just
it's-
insane.
it's the same as the dude in Scotland years ago. That or similar to statute of limitations. Once you've been tried for a crime, and no matter what, if you've been found not guilty, you can't be tried for the same crime.
Right.
And this dude was like on for murder, and all they had to do is prove that this hat
Yeah,
belonged to
I
him.
remember that. Yeah.
And if they could prove the hat belonged to him, they had him done for murder, and he knew the laws and that he couldn't be tried again. And as soon as they say not guilty, he asked for his hat back in front of everyone. He's like, can I have my hat back now? Walked out the room.
Damn, I've never watched something like that. And see, I'm in the middle where it's just like, if it is true and it's all true and everything, and obviously the success he's done and making the point and everything of trying to do better with your life, don't be like me, the rest of it, then fair play, respect to him. But oh my god, like, you can't just be like not bringing that up when you're having a new date with somebody. You know what I mean?
No, it's not exactly something like that.
You know what I mean?
But you got to admit, I mean, if it was just like, if the dad had fucked off a long time ago and didn't give a shit, it was a pretty clean crime. Like, it solved itself completely. It's like, oh, the son, the one person that wanted vengeance. Yeah, he jumped off the roof. We're all good.
I don't want to feel sorry for his mom. Like,
oh no, that would devastate you at the end, wouldn't it? Like, that would devastate you at the end.
I'll be honest, the beat and everything, the music he put with that to tell the story, his flow, his tone of his voice, like, it's incredible. Like, full respect to him.
Again,
Definitely,
as I said, he went more spoken word with that compared to others, which is a lot more emotional and meaningful.
Yeah.
So,
like, with that, I completely just got lost in the story, and I was just like, but he just got so lost. I just couldn't believe what I was hearing, I'll be honest.
Like 1% or something like that, one of my favourite songs. Basically, he just did the money. Like Rich Man's World or something like that. I don't know, it's one of his tunes that I absolutely love. And it's literally over Avers. Money.
money.
Loved it.
If you want more, guys, I hope you do, because I definitely want to check out some more now. So if you do, hit that thumbs up button and we will give you more. If you're new to this channel, why not subscribe and become part of this FOMO. Remember to follow us on Facebook and Twitter to keep up with all the BS that is us. Remember to hit that bell so you're notified about these ugly mugs. Till next time.
Toodle Pip.